Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Transport Fever up in the Alps. You are looking at the docks just outside Brienz, and if we gently turn the camera around, you'll see my goods train pulling through here with a full load of cattle on its way to Brienz and the livestock handling area, which is a very nice way of saying slaughterhouse and meat packing plant. I'm sure they'll have a rare old time once they get there. In the last episode, we were down at the other end of the lake here, so we'll do a general fly past in that direction, and you can soak in the general ambiance of the facilities we have created thus far. What's this? I mean, obviously I built it. That stands. Oh, good. Right. Okay. Good. That stands doing its thing. These chaps should possibly be told to wait until full. Equally possibly, I should put another ship on there. Because you're packing, what are you packing? 50. And if I recall correctly, the docks have got, more than that waiting. And you've only just left. Right, I'm just going to, look, I'll get back on target in a second. I'm just going to buy another one. What do we got? Just regular cargo. Buy another Wilhelm. Not enough money. Just give it a moment and I'll have plenty of money. Obviously, after I get past paying for everything at the start of the month. While we wait for that, between the last episode and this one, I run forward again by another 6-8 months in order to pay some cash off, pay some debt down. And last year we made a whopping 859,000 profit. Which I sunk immediately into the loan. There we are, get to work. In order to keep my interest payments down. Now, I obsess about interest payments rather more than perhaps I need to, given that they're not that large. £500,000 costs you $7,500 per year in interest. But that $7,500 is not working for me. Here we go, look at this chap easing itself very, very slowly out of the port. You say port, shipyard, I suppose it is. Doesn't feel. You might want to wait till he's left. I mean, don't get me wrong, that was some pretty good timing on the closing of those gates, but I mean, you don't get bonus points for cutting it close. Right, so he's going to go off and transport some food down the line, which is all good. That will keep demand up. Then we come to Luzerne, and Luzerne's actually doing quite nicely, even if its transportation system isn't quite there yet. We're basically just running a bus service between Luzerne and Stans. Needs trains, even though I say so myself. Trains are required. And then we come out to Wolfenschiessen to Ennetbergen, both of which are looking pretty flipping healthy. I mean, look at this. We got, what's that? 61 passengers waiting. Maybe that's less than I anticipated. But it's certainly enough to fill the train. And that's why these trains are some of my best friends in the entire world, given that they make me a couple $100,000 a year in profit. And then as we go to Witz now, see that's going on quite nicely. Beckenried we haven't done anything with yet, but we should. And finally, we get around to the wrong end of them. It's at the other end. You're in the wrong place. There's not two rivers. There's one, and you're looking at the wrong end of it. There we go. See, we flew entirely the wrong way there. Today, we are going to connect Locarno. Oh, this is going to be expensive. And frankly, it gets more expensive the longer I leave it. We're going to connect Locarno to Bellinzona in order to beef up the rail network and actually get a multi-stop going. 32 of 40. It's going to be another profitable year. Stay tuned, and you'll see how we can turn those profits into debt. Right, if you didn't watch the last episode, shame on you, but I'll fill you in anyway. I don't hold grudges. Basically, the decision was made that instead of the usual multi-million-dollar bridge to get us over onto the other side of the lake / river / whatever you choose it to be, 95 grand, thank you. Instead, we would make a scenic route that goes around the bank of the river like this, vaguely following the cursor here. If you follow the bouncing ball, and then before swooping around, continuing to swoop round so that I don't have to bulldoze too much, continuing around until we cut through here, spend a hell of a lot of money, and get to the station. Now, that station's going to need to be replaced later in the game, but that's a problem for later in the game. This is going to be a playthrough that is all about redevelopment as we progress. But I want to keep some of these original builds in place anyway. Now then, we're going to start from... We're underway, okay? We've started. Set your stopwatches or whatever the thing is that you set. We'll start like this. There we go. Anyway, thanks for tuning in today. I've been Colonel Fett. I like that joke. It's one of my favourites. And then we'll do another one that... I don't know. I don't know. What do you know? I like it. I like it. That's good. That's a nice swoop. You did say you were going to do this in miles per hour rather than sticking with kilometres, because you know otherwise there will be the continuing riot between the Imperial and the metric supporters in the comments. I will definitely switch back to miles at some point for a little while, and then I'll switch it back to kilometres for a little while, because I love both measurements equally. Or maybe I should say I give no real damn about either measurement at all, but we use them. Right, give me some cash. We're going to borrow the loan again. I mean, this is why we repay it, so that we can borrow it. Now, I don't want to shave off any more speed than I absolutely have to. So 100 kilometers an hour, for those of you doing a conversion in your head, is around about 60 miles per hour. And if I can keep that as my low down... Let's get the contours up, so the contour police don't come down on me too heavily. Something like that. If we stay within this ridge here, before making our dramatic swoop up into the station. Now, this is not the swiftest point between A and B. The swiftest route. This is the other thing, not the swiftest. There we are. All right, talk to me. Too much slope. Hello again, old demon. Right. Okay, well, how are we going to do this then? Because that doesn't work for me. We need to go up into the next contour band. So, that section going around the corner then actually cost me too much, given it was all on the same altitude. So we could continue our slope up here into the next one, and that might give me enough to get round. But half the point here was that they got a dramatic view of the lake as we go around the corner. Well, we'll just have to, we'll just have to tell them what they could have won but didn't. And now, because we're higher up, this might end up being deleted as well. Because we're higher up, there's the likelihood that I can't make that corner. I mean, look at it. It's already a bit nutcase as far as corners are going. Get around there like that. That looks all right. Just about. I don't want to have to swan neck this. There we go. That'll do. There is no... we just need the cash. Just need the cash. Talk to your friend of mine, Dr. Kashenstein. There we go. Dr. Kashenstein says, we. Right. For here is Swiss. Right. Okay. Good. Well, that was painless. It's maybe not as... Oh, hold on. No, that was the easy bit. Now we get to the expensive part. Okay. So now we're going to need to delete some of this. You're going to go, why did you place it if you just had to delete it? Because I had to delete it. Actually, how much have I got left here? Because this is going to be extremely expensive. I've got 1 million available. And while I might not necessarily need another train, that's 150 grand to get rid of that one. Then we can get through there. All right. Okay, right. We're just going to have to suck it up. Here we go. Right. Now, if we get as far as here... That should leave us enough space to pull a corner. Yeah, it's not going to be a high-speed corner, though, is it? No, sir, it isn't. 70. All right, let's do it directly and see what we get. 61, 73. That's pretty slow, but this is a scenic route. And that is quite a nicely smoothed corner. I'm all about the smoothing. We'll take it. That's pretty good. Right, turn the contours back off again. I am going to need to do something about this road, though, because I suspect that was a route that might have been in use. Yeah, I've basically cut off one town at the side of the town from the other. Now, I want to avoid, if I can, level crossings, but I want to avoid them later in the game. At this stage, level crossings, so be it. Let's drag you across there. What are you, medium? Yeah, okay. There we are. Nice. And I want to upgrade that to have double track and a second street connection. And so these cheapy houses that live there now are actually doing me a favour because they're blocking anything that might be more expensive. Because obviously there's going to be bulldozing going on there in a little while. The only trouble I've got now is that, I mean, how am I going to do this? I think I need an extra train. So the wise move, or the most profitable move, would be to run a route that goes Bern, Locarno, Bellinzona, and then Biasca. But right now, I'm a point-to-point kind of a guy. So we're going to go Biasca, Bellinzona, Locarno, Locarno, Bern. So basically, I just need another train to sit in that middle section. And that train is going to be this Prussian. So we'll get rolling again because this is all single track. So I've got no passing places for anything right now. We're just going to have to live with what we've got. And so we chose this Prussian on the basis of it having pretty good tractive effort. As it turns out, it doesn't matter that it's pretty good. It's pretty lousy. It's dropped a heck of a lot of speed going uphill. The good news is that at least half of the route that it does is downhill, so that matters less. But you know, even so, I'm still not sold on that being purple. You know, maybe more so on the wagons, but certainly not on the loco. Oh, there we go. That's 700 grand in the bank. Pay it. Now, I got a notification that I'd got a train that was due a replacement earlier on that I've studiously ignored. So something out there is costing me more than it needs to. Everything out there is costing me more than it needs to. But while we're passing, let's have a look at what the contender for the next rail might be. Let's have a look. Locos, because I just had some new ones come through. Right, we've got this, which the thumbnail is a bit odd, even though I say so myself. That's the one we want on this mountain ridge. 120 tractive effort. That's great. Top speed's not special. I don't know if that's an accurate representation of the train or not. I suspect it isn't. Then we've got more Austrians. Good stuff. 55's okay, but you want me to pay 800 grand for it? 900 grand for it? Oh, 88. Freight locomotive, express steam or freight? Well, you'd have to go with the express steam, wouldn't you? Either that, we've got the Prussian T3, which I've never really used that much. Great tractive effort, that's ideal. That's the one, that's what we'll use for this little mountain railway here. Given the slope that it's going up, because I regularly get complaints that I never use it, and therefore I shall use it. See, I do pay attention once in a while, just once in a while. And actually, I ought to stick the 4x mod back on. Otherwise, we're going to rapidly advance beyond the realm of like that little Great Western Railway's tank engine. This is why kernel cam should be built into the game. Yeah, see, gradually moving away, and then as I adjust the angle ever so slightly, gradually getting closer. Yeah, see, kernel cam is the future. Never mind this frame by frame fly past stuff. This is what you want. This is what people came to see. Totally spectacular. And it's Superman in front. You beauty. And then abrupt change of direction. I'm just filling time because I need to set this onto a new route when we get down to the bottom. And I would rather not hit the time accelerator on the game. Right, so what would be clever here is if I actually set that route up, Bellinzona to Locarno. Do we have time? BEL/LOC. Yes, we're there. That's good. Now, I'm going to need some signals on there to avoid these trains blocking one another. But the optimum time for this is going to be as soon as we've dropped off the 26 passengers we've got on board. Let's have a look at the finances. We're actually profitable this year as well. Wow. No further comment is required. That's pretty good stuff. End of the year, obviously, raiding the bank account. We've got a new ship, and the Mogul is now available. I don't want to use the Mogul just yet. It's absolutely kick-ass as far as trains go, but I want to try and get the most out of all the different eras of train that I've got running. Right, we will switch you as soon as you give me money. Give me money. Right, there we are. We'll even pause it. Hasn't even let all the passengers off yet. That's how early we are to the party. Bell to lock. There we go. And off you jolly well go. Right, now we've got some cash, so I'm going to signal up here. We'll stick with straightforward signals, and the signaling is just purely because the trains are going in head to head. So I want to make sure that we don't hold people up unnecessarily. We'll stick another one there. Actually, we ought to stick on both sides because then we've got a release signal. That's what we're going to do. Just until we double track up. Okay, so we've got the entry and exit block for trains coming in and out of the station on that one. On this side, actually, it would be relatively inexpensive to use the second side of the station, wouldn't it? Let's just do that. Give me some track. There we go. For $3,000. Perfect. Let's talk to that chap and get him coming in the right side of the station, which it is. Everybody's happy. Okay, right, now I need to buy a new train. Which, oh, woe is me, I have to buy a new train. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, now, let's price this up. So we were going to use the T3, whatever it was, 3, G3, T3, 3, where are we? Ding, 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 T3. Very nice. Oh, how does it compare to this one? It's got 15 more of the tractive effort, but it does have it's actually got a lower top speed. Oh, I'm going to get into trouble. I like it, but I'm not going to use it. It's more expensive. We're going with the Great Western. Sorry. Right, 2 million. That should be plenty. Let's buy one of those, and then get some wagons on there. Now, I would need British wagons for this, strictly speaking. Top speed is 50, so we don't need to be excessive. But I'm going to stick with these Bavarians, unless one of the Kebs looks good. I mean, look, this one, you know, you can get up to a fair lick with it, but I don't need to go that fast. So I'd be spending money needlessly. What are we looking at? 45 a year versus 25 a year. I'm paying almost double the amount out. Later on, I'll be able to pick and choose based on innate profitability. You know, look and feel. Rather than pure profit. I've got that the wrong way around. So rather than looking at what's going to make me some decent money, I can look at what's going to look good, but not this time. I quite like the compartment car, but actually it's going to be too big to go alongside a tank engine. 32, can we go to 40? There we are. Let's repay half of that. Set you on, where are we going here? Oh, you can hover over it and it'll tell you. There we are. Excellent. Right. Off we go. Oh, we look away while it's hovering over the grass, because that's not... Oh, would you listen to that? I love it. Right, pay that back as well. So there we go. We're no more in debt than we were. Actually, we're a bit more in debt than we were. Right, are we there? We're rolling. Okay, cool. So again, not the fastest you'll ever see, but we've not run one of these before. And it looks a little chubby, actually, for the wagons that I've gone with. Maybe that compartment car would have been a good choice, but even so, you know, it's a good looking beast. What's our capacity? 40. We haven't filled a 40 so far. We've got 22 waiting here. But with this now connected up, we can start to think about maybe double tracking. But I'm trying to reach a tendril out into multiple different locations. If anything, there are more towns on this map than I will be able to adequately connect up to. Let's use the standard follow cam. See, the reason I don't like the standard follow cam as much is it doesn't let you get down low enough. Hold on, he's brought an extra. We've got 2 Zeppelin spotters on board this chap, and that keeps us doubly safe from the menace in the skies. That's pretty good. I like it. It's pretty good. And it's maybe, it could do with a little bit more specular going on. Maybe a bit more texturization. Would benefit from just a little bit of grotting up. If you look at these carriages here, a bit more grotting up and it would be amazing. But, you know, from a distance, it looks great. I'll be interested to see how it rusts up as it gets older. Meanwhile, I want to ride the not as spectacular as originally intended spectacular route train. Although this is still quite a spectacular route. Interesting. Okay, so the dip down here could have been avoided if I'd bulldozed that house. I took this route to avoid bulldozing. And then we immediately paid back significantly more than that. Not to mention the fact that whatever view we may or may not have had is now obscured by this ridge. I'll smooth that out a bit later and make it so that those on board who have free movement of their head, you know, let's ride along like this, can actually see the fantastic river view. And I think the fantastic river view is going to be improved significantly with the addition of a passenger port. So the question is whether it's going to be a passenger port over here at Locarno or whether it's going to be up in Bellinzona. Now that would be in this steep section here. Or, as another idea, we could put one here and just have a little port-based station. Now I've got a mod that allows me to create demand at a brand new location. So effectively you could build your own town. So I might use that just to make it, because it makes more sense having it here. I've pretty much sold myself on it. Your input at this stage is largely symbolic. Look at all this smoke going on out there. Awesome. There you go. Would have been nice if we could have both trains arrive at the same time, but sadly not. Anyway, there you go. It's going to do its thing. What are we looking at money-wise? Probably lost a bit this year because it ran empty on its first voyage. But that, all in all, I mean, once we start looking into the modern era for trains, that's gonna breeze along at quite a happy rate. And I expect what I'll probably end up doing. I don't know how far I'm going to go with this line up into the mountains. I think Chironico is almost certain, but if you're going to go as far as here, you're going to want Aqua Rossa, right? You're going to want to go up to there. And there's some stone that I'm probably going to want access to as well. So running a TFV or similar, the length of the map on a dedicated high-speed route going down there is going to be well worthwhile, even though I say so myself. Let's have a look at the station now. Locarno burn 163, Bellinzona Locarno 15. Well, the demand will pick up on that, but I really ought to get an upgrade done on the burn route, because our current capacity is 30. We're using something fairly ancient. Oh, it's because it's the legacy special. It's the one that I am tied to forever. I am throwing so much money away on this. I could be making what the youth call mad bank were I to upgrade that. Never mind. It's not all about the money, as Jesse J would have us believe. Right, there we go. That'll wrap it up for today. Slightly shorter episode today. We'll be back with a slightly more aggressive project for the next episode, and I suspect we'll be back to goods again. I want to either extend the reach of the food that we've got going on now, or look into a different cargo type entirely. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm rather enjoying this series. It's certainly, I mean, my intention had always been to do a series based on a more challenging environment in terms of elevation and mountains and so forth. And so far, this is really, really paying off. Where's the scenic special edition here? See, look, from this distance, the work that I did on this mountainside is starting to look pretty good, I reckon. You can disagree if you like, but you're wrong. Here it is. What are you carrying? 22 or 56. Never made a profit. Comes close, but not close enough. I need you making money there, Chief. That's kind of important. I've even bolstered the number of commuter services that I've got to try and get the passenger numbers up. But I mean, 9 waiting. That's no good. Maybe once we've got faster in-town services, something will happen. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Throw a like at this one in that way that you so often do. It oddly informs the YouTube search algorithm that this is something worth watching, which in turn means that more people watch it. And if those people who watch it then go on to hit the like button as well, you see how this effect can work. I'll be back in the very near future with a little more of the same. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch up with you next time. I can't leave you before the train arrives. You would be crestfallen. There we are. Here it comes. I'll do a bit of smoothing along the way. So you just make the banks look a bit better. Look at it! And how is that anything other than amazing? Thanks for watching. Cheerio.